Hey guys, this is Skyfish6, and I haven't posted any videos on Sega stuff in a while, and I made some minor updates to my collection, and plus I just want to go into more detail with it by using an actual camcorder, so I'm just going to show off my Sega CD32X collection as well as some of my Game Gear stuff, something I've never really put in a video before, so let's start off by looking at the actual console itself. This is the Genesis that I use the majority of the time. It's the Model 2 Genesis hooked up to the Model 2 Sega CD with a 32X. It runs off of 3 power cables. It's pretty nuts. These are just some other just random cables like this. You need this to this hooks up the 32X to the Genesis. You need this to actually see the 3D graphics when you're playing 32X games. This is just some miscellaneous cables, like just random cables. This is my old Model 3 Genesis that I used to play before I got this one. It's incompatible with the Sega CD and the 32X. I got my 6-button controller that I've had forever, and this 3-button controller that came with this. These are just some like hint books I found at a garage sale. This one and then a couple of Prima ones. They're pretty neat. These are a few of the old ad posters with like previews of games in them, the whole welcome to the next level thing. These came with my Game Gear. This is just some spare crap for the Game Gear instruction booklets, old ads, and stuff. These are instruction booklets for my loose Genesis games that don't have the boxes, as well as some random cheats I have written down. So now let's just start getting into the games before I waste all my time talking about the system itself. Atomic Runner. Pretty good game. Difficult, though. Battletoads. Another really difficult game. It's actually pretty good. Battletoads Double Dragon. I like this one a lot better than the first Battletoads. Cyberball. Have not played this one that much. I haven't played any of my football games that much. Ernest Evans. This is such an overlooked game. If you see this, buy it. It's such a great game. The Genesis 6-pack, 6-in-1. Got this a while ago at GameStop, back when they actually sold Genesis games. Golden Axe 2. Not as good as the original, but still pretty darn good. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I used to play this when I was 6 and I first got my Genesis. Model 3. I think I actually fried the cartridge, I played it so much. Rocket Knight Adventures. Just got this one yesterday. It's a pretty cool game. Very difficult, but it's Konami. What do you expect? Sports Talk Football 93, starring Joe Montana. I picked this up at a garage sale for a quarter. Haven't really played it much. I doubt I ever will. Primetime NFL Football. Another one I really haven't played. Sonic 3D Blast. I've had this one forever. Sonic Classics. This is a collection that has Sonic 1, 2, and Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Sonic Spinball. Pretty good game. This is a good one. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. My favorite out of the 3 Mortal Kombats I have. And last of the loose ones here. X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Pretty sweet game. Now we're going to get my boxed Genesis games. Aladdin. Again, I bought this back when GameStop sold Genesis games. Oh, shoot. Batman Forever. This game sucks. Cliffhanger. This one also kind of sucks. Nothing special. Golden Axe. Great game. Classic. You gotta get that if you have a Genesis. Jurassic Park, another pretty great game, but it's difficult. Runs kind of slow. Justice League Task Force. Decent fighting game. Nothing special, though. Lion King, this game is hard. 10 years later, and I still can't beat level 2. It's sad. Mortal Kombat, the Genesis version of the original. This is an awesome, awesome game. If you have a Genesis, it's another one of those must-haves, at least in my opinion. Mrs. Pac-Man. This Genesis version by Tengen is just crap. It does not play well at all. NFL Football 94, another Joe Montana one. Rambo 3, this is a really good game, back when not all movie games were pretty much crap. Spider-Man, the cover's pretty beat up, but it's a pretty decent game. Terminator 2, the arcade game, really hard game. Rail shooter. Tasmania, this one's pretty good. I like this one. Good platformer. Pinhead, this is another good platformer that it's one of those I think very few people have heard of. Toxic Crusaders, this is a very mediocre beat-em-up type game. WWF Royal Rumble, another kind of mediocre game. And the first X-Men game for Genesis. Good, but not as good as the second one, Clone Wars. Next, let's get into my my tiny little Sega CD collection. Got a few ones. Batman Returns. It's a good game. It's just very, very hard. Soul Feast. Another crazy hard game, but it's a really good shooter. Anybody who's a fan of like R-Type or Gradius should definitely check that out. Jurassic Park, the Sega CD one. This is a point and click, unlike the Genesis one. It's a good game, I'm just having trouble figuring it out. Sylphid, another good hard shooter. This one's cool because it has like polygon graphics, like Star Fox on the SNES. And lastly, this is such a weird game. A CD 32X game, Corpse Killer. I'm still having trouble figuring this one out. I mostly just got this for like collector's purposes. I don't know. And it's starting to wrap this up. My 32X games, they're all loose. Cosmic Carnage, pretty good fighting game. Fairly generic, but still good. Doom. I love this game mostly because this was the first version of Doom I really played. Metalhead. This is a pretty sweet game. It gets sort of mind-numbing after you play it for like a long time, but it's a good game. Mortal Kombat 2. Sweet game, but it's hard as hell. Virtua Fighter. Pretty decent fighting game. The physics are kind of weird, but it's a good game. And I just got this one yesterday, Virtua Racing Deluxe. This is actually a really awesome game. If you have a 32X, buy this game. It's awesome. And let's wrap this up by looking at my Game Gear stuff real quick. I have here the actual Game Gear. The battery pack, which does not work. An AC cable, which I plug into the wall if I run out of batteries and I don't feel like changing it. And I've got just 3 loose games for it. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, crazy hard game. The Majors Pro Baseball, and Joe Montana Football. Well, that's my Sega collection, pretty much in a nutshell. Very underrated system over there, but yeah. Now, I gotta go, because I gotta go pick up those Sega games that fell.